waist deep in blood with a box cutter by my side. Welcome to another episode of Rock and Roll Cooking with Sal B. Today we have very special guests, our first touring band, Cancer Slug. They'll be performing live in our kitchen right after they eat our famous chicken parm. Everybody loves it, kind of a Sicilian tilt, and here we go. These are breasts. I'm gonna make them into cutlets. You can buy them already cutlet style. I'm just gonna make 2 cutlets out of 1 breast. We're gonna wash our hands because we are dealing with chicken. We're gonna get our oil very hot because we have to bread and fry our cutlets before we put them in the oven with the cheese. Let me introduce the band real quick. This is the lovely and talented Cassie on bass with Brute. We have Alex Story, the lead vocalist, also the lead vocalist of Gorgeous Frankenstein. We have Kyle on guitar, and we have our main man Mike on drums. This is Cancer Slug, guys. And what we're gonna do, it's pretty simple. We just have an egg, and we're gonna beat up our egg a little bit. Okay, and now we're gonna introduce Sal's very special seasoning bath. You can buy seasoned breadcrumbs in the store, but I like to do it myself. It's breadcrumbs from the bakery, garlic powder, onion powder, salt, pepper, oregano, a lot of parsley, and of course, Pecorino Romano cheese. So this is how it's done. Very simple, just put it in there like that. You want to drain off the excess egg, and right into the seasoning bath. We're going to completely cover it, both sides. Very important to get complete coverage, and right into the frying pan we got. I washed my fingers off in between every cutlet because the batter and the mixture, it'll kind of mess things up. Alex, Cancer Slug is a very interesting name. Can you tell us how we got to be Cancer Slug?
I had this old Chevy Nova, and it like leaked every fluid on earth, and like fucking had like a trail of purple smoke for like 6 blocks when you would drive and everything. So we always called it the Cancer Slug, leaving a trail of disease behind it everywhere it went. And then like when starting up the band, it was just like I figured fucking nobody using that name, I bet. So that's it.
That's a great fucking name, man. You can't argue with that. Kyle, what's it like to play guitar on tour?
Oh man, it's awesome. It's a fun experience. It's like when we get to battle. It fucking drives me. The crowd drives me. I drive them.
Were you in any other bands before Cancer Slug?
I mess around with a couple bands, kind of locally, where me and Alex are from. And I met up with Alex. And
Where exactly are you guys from?
from around Huntsville, Alabama.
Huntsville, Alabama. That's the deep south.
Technically, they're Decatur, Alabama.
Decatur.
Yeah, it's like the next city over, and Mike's from Huntsville. We used to run around together, like
Yeah,
see
technically.
each other at shows and stuff growing up, fucking scoring and shit. So.
Mike, wait, how old were you when you picked up the drums?
17.
It's a good age.
Yeah.
All his
Were you
brothers
any
were
in
drums, too.
other significant bands besides Cancer Slug?
I've been in bands on and off over the years since I was 15.
This golden brown look translates into flavor, and that's what we're looking for. We're gonna have plenty of flavor with this because we're using all good ingredients. You just gotta let it cook now for a minute. It's gotta brown all the way on both sides. We're not gonna fully cook the chicken. This is just a browning process to make it nice and crispy for when we add our sauce and our cheese and we stick it in the oven. Alex, well, this is a driving question everybody wants to know. What's happening with the Gorgeous Frankenstein record?
Well, we've been working on it for like a while now. I mean, like Doyle and Chud, they spent like a year building this studio, kind of makeshift studio. They've been working on to record everything, and me and him just been going back and forth, like working on it hard. It's like we got about 2 albums worth of material recorded now, and we may even put out as another album like this Halloween, hopefully.
As you can see, the chicken is getting nice and brown on both sides. Give it another flip if you'd like. We're pretty much there with the browning process of it. We're gonna drain it on some paper towel to get rid of that excess oil that we really don't need. I've heard through the grapevine that you have 300 songs written.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true or not, but tell me how Cancer Slug writes a
It's
song.
ballpark. I go outside and it's inevitable that something pisses me the fuck off, and like, or I interact with a human being, and then I go home and I pick up a guitar and I just start fucking hitting it, and whatever the fuck comes out, that's a Cancer Slug song. And so like then like I go up to these numbnuts and I'm like, hey, I got a new song, learn this, and then we do it.
Cassie, how does it feel to be the only female in a on tour in a van?
It's interesting. You know, I gotta represent for the ladies, but I mean, we all get along really well, and you know, I'm down with the get dirty, so it's all good.
Is having the dog with you a burden or
Not at
or
all.
it's a comfort, right?
Yeah, he's our, you know, our fifth member. He's really sweet and he's low maintenance, and
Do you have a Cancer Slug tattoo?
I do.
There it is. There it is. Cancer Slug right there.
Yes, yeah, wait, hold on.
The chicken is draining. We're gonna get ready for our next step. So we're gonna take some of our very special homemade sauce and just coat the bottom of the pan a little bit with that. And what we're gonna do is you're just gonna lay our chicken breast right in there. 1, 2, any way you want. Have a little fun with it, and there you go. Next step in this recipe is gonna be the cheese. I'm gonna use 2 kinds. We're gonna use the sliced provolone, and we are not gonna be bashful on the cheese. And we got sliced mozzarella. In Sicily, which is a little bit separate than mainland Italy, they have many, many different dialects and styles of cooking, and cheese is so important in Italian cooking. All right, guys, I understand that you create your own merchandise. You want to tell me a little bit how that works?
Yeah, it's like we got screens. Me and Cassie made the screens this time for the 2 different shirts designs we have for this tour, and we just old school silk screens. We carry them with us on the road. We'll stop anywhere like Walgreens, Dollar General, stuff, trying to find cheap deals on bundles of shirts, and then we just like off days screen the shit out of them. We got a button press, we make buttons, like fucking we do it all ourselves. I
Pull
mean,
into a hotel room, set up an assembly line.
yeah, just go to work. That's it.
Very cool.
Cassie and Christina.
Yeah.
Keep-
shirts on the floor.
Keep the cost low. This way you can make some money. It's an old Glenn Danzig trick.
We're the most DIY band I think still going. We still do it the old school way. I mean, it's like I grew up on like, you know, late 70s, early 80s punk rock and shit. They would just, you know, make it happen. That's how I've always fucking done it. It's like we just get out there and get in the van. Fucking usually we're buying a van right before we leave. Fucking, and like we don't even know if we're gonna make all the dates, but that's always just the goal, just make the fucking dates. We gotta make the fucking dates. I mean, we've left so many vans on the side of the road and so much. I mean, we just get out there and fucking do it. I mean, if people want to see it, they come see it. If not, then fucking.
And I would imagine that the gas prices,
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
it's the worst thing. You know, there'd be a lot more touring rock and roll if gas wasn't $4 a damn gallon.
Yeah.
So I mean, it shouldn't cost $100 to fill up your tank. There's something wrong with that. $50 maybe, but not $100. Come on.
It's like with Cancer Slug, I've always given away all our music for free just because it's like, that's just the way I always, you know, like I grew up in old days, like tape trading days and shit like that.
Speaking of merch, we're gonna introduce the 5th member of the band right now, the merch girl, Christine. Come on, sweetheart. She's the merch girl for Cancer Slug. She's on tour. She's gonna be in my cooking show.
Hell yeah.
She's gonna have some.
awesome food.
She's gonna have some chicken parm. Now we're gonna just go with a little bit of sauce on top, and we're gonna cover this. And it's gonna cook covered for about a half hour. Cover it nice and tight, and it goes into the preheated oven at 350. Like I said, for about a half an hour. With the chicken parm, it's gonna be about a half hour covered, about 20 minutes off. When you take the tin foil off, put it back in for about 15 minutes. Timing is very important because you got the cheese, you can't let that cheese burn. For the last 5 minutes to get it nice and crispy on top, I'll turn the broiler on, but you gotta stay right on top of it because it can't burn. Cancer Slug has this brand new CD out, wonderfully titled Pussy Talk. And we're gonna talk a little pussy right now. Alex, what made you write that CD?
Because we were heading out on tour and we needed a new album to sell on the fucking tour. So that's written and recorded specifically for this tour.
Alex, one thing I found out, and your lyrics are very explicit. It might be considered rude to some people, but it works so good. And you should be very proud of your writing ability because it's all written right
Some
here.
lyrics right there.
And when you hear bands, you listen to the song, you listen to the music. If you listen to this band's lyrics, it'll just blow your mind. I'll just read you a quote in the first line of their song. And we drink, and we fuck, and we like to fight. There you go.
Right now we got about 14 pressed albums out for sale.
Wow.
You can get them all through our Reverb Nation page, reverbnation.com/cancerslug.
That's
They
awesome.
got them all at a reasonable price if you want hard copies. Also got them all for free download. You can just download the shit, listen to it, and don't be a jerk. Buy one or two. I don't know.
Cancer Slug has been very interactive with their fans on this tour. Tell me how the fans helped book shows for you guys.
Yeah, I mean it's like we got the Slug Cult out there working sort of think Project Mayhem Fight Club. This is our Slug Cult, and these are not just the fans. These are the fucking fans. You know, these are the fucking nutty bastards, and these are the ones we like. And we just let them set up our everything, and then fucking it's we don't ask for guarantees or no bullshit. We don't try to pretend we're some big fucking rock star bullshit. We just fucking show up. You book it, we'll show. You know, and fucking. We do the damn thing. We're actually filming this whole tour. We call it the Slug Cult Rising Tour, and we're fucking filming everything for a tour DVD that we're gonna put out after we get back home, and you'll get to see all the fucking bullshit. Well, you get to see the stuff we want to see.
Through the magic of television, we have it nice and crispy and toasty. Okay, a little bit better of a presentation. We go like that. And we got some pasta. This is kind of what we're looking for. Nice chicken parm with a pasta. And it's also going to be served with a slice of bread. In this case, we have big slices of bread. Okay, I'm just going to put this in there. The most key ingredient, even though it is chicken parm, Pecorino Romano cheese.
This is
So
awesome.
good.
Do you like it?
I love
Oh,
Yeah,
it.
it's excellent.
Awesome.
And there's tons more.
Yeah, let me hit that bread.
There's tons
Yeah.
more, bro. Tons more.
Thanks, Sal. Came out great, man.
Good.
Passing through Jersey, stop by Sal B's, get on this show.
Okay, right after dinner, Cancer Slug's gonna perform live right here in our kitchen. They're gonna play an acoustic song, and you guys are gonna love it.
Okay. This is a song about my first love. I found you lying on the floor in a puddle of piss and shit and blood. There were cum stains on your face. I wondered if you had died or perhaps were still alive. Then a sound came so sweet it almost brought me to my knees. You started crying. Ooh, something you there when you're dying. Ooh, Nadia, yeah.